Hi everyone, Nathan here from Mighty Lancer Games, and welcome to this evening's stream where we're going to be painting this chap, Oman Rule 77662, a wizard from our May Reaper subscription box. This is one of the new Bones figures, so I've undercoated him with some grey primer, but that's very similar to the colour that he was pre-priming because he's one of the new greyer plastic Bones figures. And he is quite a chunky, not overly flexible figure. So, thank you, Maximus, for now following us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let me begin by saying good evening to everybody in chat, or go back to the beginning and say hello to everybody in chat. Hi, everybody. I can see Wicked D and J Star and Asmo. And apologies if I have missed anybody. But yeah, so we're going to be painting this guy, and I've decided that I always paint everybody wizards red or green or blue, sorry, red or blue. So what we're going to paint this guy is green and black, and then we're going to make his orb like a white, like a pearlescent white, and then we're going to try and do some object source lighting out from that, but that will probably be...
Hydrate.
Hi Pete the Priest. I will hydrate just for you. Look. And I know, I always slurp.
It's the noisiest hydrator ever.
It's, yeah. So, yeah, so we're going to go for a dark green, very dark green for his robes. Oh, that's somebody else. Blue Dalmatian, thanks for following.
Thank you.
Dark robes, but we're going to start off, because I always do it at the end, I'm going to start off by painting his face, and then I'm going to paint his eyes before we get much further into it, and then we're going to do all the green and everything else. So we're going to start off, and I'm going to paint his skin with some Griffin Tan, which is one of the old Reaper HD paints, which is now part of the Bones range, Bones paint range. Oh, thanks Moxie Don.
Thank you, Roxy. Get a little dancing, was it like night dude?
Yeah, like a Chaos Warrior with a
very
guitar.
kind of you, thank you.
Awesome. So we're going to go for his skin. We're going to give him a base coat of this Griffin Tan, and that'll just give him, because we want him to be quite dark in colour, this is just going to give him a good base to his skin tone. And as you see, now it looks dark on the palette. You guys can't even see it on the palette, but once you've got it on the palette, it looks quite dark. Once you get it on the figure and it's spread out a little bit, it doesn't look as dark as it does, even in the bottle. So we're going to go for that. And his cheeks.
And while you're painting it, you can be telling everybody what the sub box is.
That's a good idea. So the Reaper sub box is a special package of Reaper Bones figures that we organise each month, and for the slim sum, shall we call it?
Hat me!
You'll have to pass me on. So for the very reasonable price of £20 English, including UK postage, you get a box that contains a number of... Hi Tony! A number of Reaper figures with a value of £25 at Mighty Lancer Games prices, which is a bit cheaper. Oh!
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you very much, Tony. That's
dancing dude
awesome.
too.
Yeah, so you get like a great value box of minis posted to your door, includes UK tracked postage, and we curate a list of Bones figures, so there should never be a duplicate in the box. It's been running for almost 4 years, I think, or just over 4 years if I recall correctly, and hopefully we've never had a duplicate because of the way that we've got the list set up, and Reaper keep releasing new figures. So
So you can redeem your Lancer Rewards Blue Dalmatian and make Mr. MLG wear a hat for at least a minute. It's normally more than a minute because he forgets to take them off.
We need to get some different hats. Yeah, so awesome Reaper minis, and these are drawn from across the various Reaper Bones ranges. So these could be like this chap, the Dark Heaven Legends Bones, the Bones Black, Savage Worlds Bones, Pathfinder Bones. What else? Bones Black. I mentioned Bones Black. Chronoscope. You know, all the possibilities are there. And then occasionally we might throw in a paint that we think is particularly cool. So we've had like the Fresh Blood red in there in the past and a couple of things. And then we always try and put like something cool in, like a little bag of sweets or a sticker or something as well. Just because that's what I would like to get. Confused now. Right then, so there we go. We've got a bit of flesh colour on. That's the base for his skin, and then we're going to do his. Nobody wants to see a close up of my arm, do they? Pete the Priest. Hydrate. Awesome. Right. It's got to have been at least a minute I've had those on.
Really?
Yeah, it must have been. Do you want me to put them back on?
Yeah, it's not been a minute.
Alright, well, okay, we'll lay.
That's not been a minute, has it? Just because you like them so much.
Yeah. Right. Alright, so now we're going to go with some grey. We're going to go with some stone grey, which I normally use for bases, but we're going to use this as the base colour for his beard. And I'm going to switch to a smaller paintbrush because that one's I'm going to end up going all over his face if I try and use that.
So what paintbrush are you using now, my dear?
So this is a Green Stuff World. So the brush that I was using a second ago is a Green Stuff World Zero Kalinsky Standard Detail, which I've got the wrong way around. So this is an excellent brush. I highly recommend these brushes to anybody. They're about £3.25 or something like that from Mighty Lancer Games, and they are awesome. I've been using this brush ever since we started streaming, so that's 3 months, and it's not let me down yet. The tip has just started to hook a little, so I need to get it in the brush soap, but it's been performing very well, and I've used this silver brush for some of the finer details, eyeballs and those kind of things, and I must say I love it, and I very much recommend these also, the silver series. £3.90 for this particular brush, and it is absolutely fantastic. I just wish you could get the same quality end with a little bit chunkier handle like that. A little bit chunkier, I find it more comfortable, but awesome brush, love it.
Yeah, and like he says, he's been using it for 3 months and he hasn't actually cleaned it yet. So,
yeah.
Pete the Priest says he's finally finished the Silver Dragon. Have you put a picture in Discord? Is that what's just popped up? Something just popped up. Yes, there it is. Shall we have a look?
Yeah.
Wowzers, that is extremely shiny. Were you happy with the finish? You wanted a very shiny silver, didn't you? Are you happy with it?
He's got really bushy eyebrows, this guy. Oh. Check those bad boys out. They're creeping over onto his hat.
Is his eyebrows holding his hat up? Is that what that's happening?
Yeah, I think so.
It's got the silver dragon. Sorry, the silver dragon that Pete's put on has got some silver glitter on it. That's why it's so sparkly. Extra sparkle. Tony's started work on Dr. McMorning, this morning as well. You're just trying to make these things hard for me to say, aren't you, Tony? He's coming along at a really fast pace for me. He looks really cool. I'm fairly sure I've seen that with the cool weathering that you've got on the is it an apron or a, I don't know, smock? What do doctors wear when they're that kind of doctor? Maybe one you don't really want to visit. I'm not sure. It looks really cool, though. It looks really cool.
Apron, I guess. If it's Backstreet Doctor. We'll have to have a look, check those out in Discord later.
Tony says it's a dress or a frock. It's like a full thing.
Like a smock.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm not very good at describing clothing.
No,
really. If it's not trousers or a skirt, then I don't know.
His beard goes all the way down to his knees, this guy.
It's because he's a hairy guy. So you were telling us a bit earlier, but do you want to refresh on what colours, etc., and what your plan is, Sweetie Pie?
Okay, so we're going to go with so grey for his beard, because he's an old guy, and I imagine that he's got a long grey beard. So he's got grey for his beard, and then we're going to go with... okay, I'll just finish this. Where was I? Grey for his beard. We're going to go with a pearlescent white for the little orb that he's got. We've got griffin tan for his skin, which I've just realised I've missed a bit, or blobbed a bit on his nose, so I just need to touch that bit back up. Oh yeah, blobbed a bit. There we go. Just touch that back in there. Up to his forehead. Now I've got flesh colour on his eyebrow.
Oh, you're messing
I know. Right, so grey eyebrows, griffin tan for his flesh. We're going to go pearlescent white on here, and we're going to go for a dark green on the majority of his robes. Hot metallic pink? No, sorry. Not for this dude. We're going to go with some Vallejo dark green. And once I've squeezed this out on the palette, if it's not dark enough, I'm going to mix some black with it. And then we're going to bring it back up a little bit. But I want it to be... no, it's cool. It's stashed away in the drawer. Oh, I can take those off. But I'm just going to mix this, and then we'll see where we are. Right, so I think that is a little too vibrant. It says it's dark green, but it's more like a, I don't know, like a mallard green, I would say. So Wicked D's redeemed a hat me. So I'm just going to mix a little bit of black in with that, and we'll make it into a much darker. So we're going to mix it with I'm wearing my cap. Come on, swine.
We don't have a Mercedes, by the way. What are you doing?
I'm trying to drill the top of this thing. Make a hole. We've got two. We don't. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was Jags. I thought it was two Jags.
Yeah.
No, we definitely don't have posh car. We do have a car though, so I mean that's a start.
Yeah. There we go. Right, bit of black. So for mixing with this, we're going to use some coal black, which I believe came out of the one of the Christmas samplers from Reaper. But I like it because it's got just a hint of blue in it, so it works quite well for darkening down blues and greens. So we're going to mix that into a nice dark green. Perfect there, that's about where we want it to be. and then we're going to apply that on. So that's a much darker green than, if you can tell from the brush there, much darker than it was. And we're going to go with that for the majority of his robe. So he's got some kind of belt thing going on there, that wants to be a different colour.
So while you're painting that, I will just tell everybody that on Mondays we do Subbox Mondays, where we paint a miniature from our Reaper subscription box, which is what this guy's from the June subscription box. It starts at 8 o'clock. And on Tuesdays we do a dual stream where we split the screen in half and you can see what I'm painting as well. And that starts at 7 o'clock. And then on Wednesdays, Mr. MLG paints something from his painting table. It could be more Reaper, it could be WizKids, it could be Mantic, it could be Games Workshop, it could be Lucid Eye, it could be anything that he happens to have. Do you know what you're doing this Wednesday? And he's very well planned, he doesn't know what he's doing. And that starts at 8. And then on Sundays we play Skyrim, just for a bit of a change, at 4 o'clock. It's awesome that you come along and see us, and hopefully you can paint along with us as well, and we'll try and answer any questions that you might have to do with painting or the shop or whatever, and just have a check. And Pete would like you to check your posture.
How's that? Much better. I've lowered my chair for painting. I discovered the other day that I was hunching over far too much. So I've lowered my chair to its lowest position. So we can, I can hopefully sit a little straighter, because I am a massive slouch.
So what's everybody else been up to at the weekend then? Anything cool planned for this week? You actually had a day off, which you don't normally do, and you were reading your book, weren't you? What book?
I have been reading Penitent, I believe it is called, by Dan Abnett, which is a Eisenhorn Ravener series book from the Warhammer 40,000 universe, and it is excellent. However, I would definitely recommend reading the first book in this particular section, which is called Pariah. I said it was called Beckwin yesterday, or the day before, but it's actually called Pariah. I would definitely recommend reading that one first, so you have a gist on what is happening in the story. Because although this one discusses some of the events of the previous book and alludes to them, having read that book would definitely be a benefit. Now, as I've been reading it, I've been thinking to myself, I have read that other book, haven't I? Because it's been a while, and yesterday I got the other book out to make sure that I actually remembered reading it and I hadn't just imagined and I've only read a part of it or whatever. But
Stop talking.
Yeah, sorry. And then I realised that the reason that I've forgotten some of what's happened is because it was 9 years since I read the first one, and so much has happened in the last 9 years that I've just forgotten it.
So,
but I've jogged my memory. And I didn't realise that I'd been waiting 9 years for a sequel to this book. But now I'm reading it, and I've nearly finished it. I think I'm at least 2/3 of the way through, which is good going for me, considering I think I've read like 2 books in the last 6 years. And
Yeah,
I
you've
only started
been
this
too
one the other
busy.
day.
You like reading. You've got lots and lots of books, but you've just been very busy, haven't you? J Star says is coming down to the shop on Sunday. I assume that is with the Renegades.
Yes, yeah, we've got the gaming floor is booked out exclusively for a local wargaming club to come and use our gaming space, and I believe we are fully booked with them coming along. So we've made allowance for so many tables, and they are using them all.
Good. It should be lots of fun getting some.
Should be able to bring you plenty of pictures of games happening and stuff.
Sad Sink has sent us lots and lots of squiggly arms from the octopus. I do like the octopus. I think it's quite cool. Hi, Sad Sink.
Hi, how you doing?
The bald GM is painting. I've been painting. Now I am painting a mini called Omen Rule. Oh, that's the one you're painting too. That's right, bald GM. Well done. Jay says it'll be first ever game, or ever, or in the last year and a half. We don't need a bigger gaming floor, Pete the Priest. We just need COVID restrictions to allow us to use the whole space.
Yeah.
Do you know what the Renegades are going to be playing?
They've got all sorts of things going off. So Mordheim, 40k, Gangs of Rome, Frostgrave, Rangers of Shadow Deep. Oh, it's all sorts of stuff. I would have to have a look at the list to be able to tell you.
Oh, it's J-Star's first game ever.
Really?
And what are you going to be playing then, J-Star? What are you looking forward to? Playing a few games or just one particular thing?
Oh, sorry. I keep knocking. I'm going to have to take that off to keep headbutting the camera. So I've done this guy in a combination of very dark greens. So there's a little bit of variation between the colours, but they're all basically green of varying shades, and then we'll bring that a bit more together.
So J-Star's doing 40k, bringing some ultramarines. Are they painted pink though, J-Star? That's what we're all wanting to know.
Excellent. So yeah, we've got some 40k. What else is? I can't think what else is happening. Might be some Age of Sigmar. There's a list of different game systems that are going to be played. So it should be really cool. Bring some photos of the games afterwards and during the day on Sunday. And this Thursday marks our first evening gaming session in the store. So still a bit of space available should you wish to book in if you're local and you want to come and play on an evening. So we've got tables for RPGs, or if you want to play like normal tabletop games, we've still got some availability. And then this Friday in store is our first post-COVID, well, it's not totally over, is it? But our first Friday Night Magic in over a year. So we're going to have a Chaos pre-release. If you
okay, Tony.
Okay, no problem. If you are familiar with Magic the Gathering, we will be doing a Chaos pre-release. So what we're going to do is we're going to get like all the pre-release kits that we've got available in store. We're going to put some of those and we're going to put them in a bag and then everybody will be able to, all our participants will be able to blindly pick a pre-release kit out of the bag, and then we'll have a little bit of time for deck building, and then we're going to play a little sealed deck tournament using the pre-release kits. So we've missed out on a few pre-releases as new sets have come out over the course of the last year. So we thought it'd be cool if we kind of got all bang up to date, all in one go. So looking forward to that. It'll be the first time I've played Magic for a year or so. And on Thursday evening, I've been banging on for ages and ages about Frostgrave, and one of my friends and I are going to have our first game of Frostgrave 2nd edition on Thursday evening on the gaming evening. Straight after work, we're going to have a go at Frostgrave and get our head around the rules, so we can, because we haven't played since 1st edition, so we can bring some factual updates and what have you to you, our customers, and tell you what's happening.
Did you see that, Crafty? Did you see that? He's saying that F word again and then pretending that he's playing a game so that he can help the customers, and we all know he's just super excited about playing Frostgrave.
Dang, you saw through my ruse.
And in fact, he's got me painting scenery now for that game as well, so that's good, isn't it? Pete would like you to hydrate, my dear. Yeah, ulterior motives, that's what it is, yeah. See through you, darling, they see through you.
Yeah, well, I see what you've done there, Crafty Gobbo, but we won't be playing the ulterior motives expansion because we need to figure it out. We need to figure out the base rules before we start adding extra complexities in like that. Awesome.
Oh, Moxie wants to try Frostgrave, but once he gets used to the rules, then he'll be able to show you how to play, Moxie.
Yeah, it's been a little while since I've played, so I'll get my... So I'll get my head around the rule set. There's some minor changes between 1st and 2nd edition.
Welcome back, Tony. We are talking about Frostgrave.
And then I will be available for teaching folks how to play the game. Just want to be sure I've got it solid in my brain before I introduce anybody to it. But it shouldn't be long before we're ready.
So Tony has posted an update of his doctor in the Discord, and as always it is looking absolutely amazing. See, Pete the Priest says too, looks absolutely awesome.
Oh, let's have a look. That looks awesome. That looks fantastic. He looks like quite a don't know what's the he's a crazy chap. Is he from the Exodus miniatures thing? Is that the I can't remember what it's called, Lost World Exodus, is it? Like the Mr. Ears and things.
Am I alright to show everybody on the stream, Tony? He's from Malifaux.
Oh, Malifaux. Cool. Yeah, some of the Malifaux figures are really, really nice. Got some Malifaux figures that I used or use.
This is Tony's work in progress, everybody. You know what we're talking about?
Awesome. Yeah, he looks bonkers, and he kind of like Mad Doc. Epic. Yeah, so yeah, I've got some Malifaux figures that I used for In Her Majesty's Name, which is a fantastic, another awesome little rule set, skirmish, steampunk type rules. It's a great system. Another one that's come out with the second edition that I haven't actually got round to playing yet. We've played quite a bit of first edition, haven't played any second edition yet, but because it came out over the last year. And I used a few Malifaux figures in my warband for that. They're really nice, but they've got some very small parts, haven't they? We don't stock it because it's not really a popular game around here, but we can get it if anybody would like any. I think I saw somebody post in the Discord that they'd got some over the weekend. I can't remember who it was.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that. I can't remember who it was either. This isn't very helpful, is it?
Yeah, I have a sneaking idea of who it was, but I don't want to get it wrong. Yeah, I got some.
Jason.
That was it. Yeah, I've got some more to build. I've got some glass spiders, I think they are, or are they called glass spiders? But they're like little spider automaton type things, and they look really cool. But yeah, legs super fiddly to put together. I've got some other monsters type things to build out of them as well. Because they come in like little gang boxes, I think, don't they? Is that I'm thinking of the right? And then you buy individual characters as separate things. So I've got a few cool ones in my stash. Right, I'm just gonna have to give this green chance to dry. Oh,
Do you want to show us?
I'll just do this cloak and get rid of that patchy bit there in the back.
Yeah, that's what we thought, J-Star. And then I went and had a look. It was J-Star who got the lot of things.
Yeah.
So apparently we can get them in if people want them.
We can, yeah. I know that there's some players in Hull.
Is that where J-Star?
I think so. So yeah, I know that there are some players in Hull, but there is one of the stores in Hull does stock it and kind of support those guys down there. So, but if there is demand, we can order those in from a couple of our distributors that we use. If anybody would like any. Right, there we go. So this is where we're at so far. So I'm gonna have to, once this green dries, I'm just gonna have to go back and touch in the edge of his beard. Okay. So there we are. That's what he. There's a bit of a leap. So that's what he looks like so far, and then we're gonna. Once the green dries and everything's safe to go, we'll touch in that grey just ever so slightly where I've gone over it with the green, and then we will get a bit of a wash on his face and on his beard, and we'll paint this bit in here, the ball, with the white, and then we'll start doing some highlighting. I don't know, really. I don't know. I know, I have got loads of stuff. I'll show you what else I've been working on. So, here are my some parts of my little pirate miniature diorama. I've been working on. So this is the parrot that sits on this lady's hand on her thing, which joins onto this arm. So she sits on this little base. So this is her body. That's where her torso joins on.
That looks so creepy.
Yeah. So that's where we're up to so far with that. And then if you imagine that bit sits on top of there, then we've got there once I've finished painting that, and then she's got this. This is her other arm with the sword, so that goes like there, joins in, and then the parrot. When I finish the parrot, sits on her hand. So yeah. So we're getting there. We're getting there. This is a Reaper figure, which you can't buy anymore from Reaper. I believe it's discontinued. Maria Roseblade, and it was based off some concept art, I think, for the figure that's currently available in the 28mm range. But obviously, large scale figure, and I've had it for a long time. And I decided that, seeing as one of the RCL challenges is a large group, and the large group with a theme of pirates that was picked by our Discord and a few others. So, just our Discord. Then we're going to. All right, bye, Tony. And then the other thing that I've done recently is we did a little YouTube video where we described how we did our basing. So I've not painted this Manticore yet, but we did do the base that he sat on, and described how we built it up with filler, and then some GW Astro Granite texture, and then how we paint it and what have you to make it look helpful if I didn't get the wing just straight in the way. But yeah, so that's just how we do some simple basing technique. For those, I think that looks pretty cool, even if I say so myself. So there we go. And now this guy's almost dry, so we're gonna sort his beard out. Yeah, so I'm just going to touch his beard in here. There we go. Just on the side where I've got a bit of green on it. Let's go. I've done it again. I'm clumsy, aren't I? And I've got grey on what should be green now. So I've just just touched up the. Touched up the. Yeah, I think so. Touched up the grey, and now I've got green on it.
What colour are you doing yours then, Bold GM?
There we go. I'm going to put my other glasses on. Yeah, I think every picture I've ever seen of this guy is painted blue or grey. His robe's grey, and I thought it'd be cool to do something that was a bit different to what I normally do as well. So that's why we've gone with green. And then rather than having a yellow orb or something, I thought we'd go with something different. So we're going to go with white, and then we're going to try and make it really cool, like white or I might even do it. I was thinking, after you suggested having like veins of colour in it, I thought what would be really cool is if I used the fluorescent magenta. So maybe we might actually do the OSL
Pink for Gigi! Pink for Gigi!
Yeah. We might do the orb white with veins of the magenta, and then do the OSL with the magenta.
So you want to do it this?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. So gonna use this. What do you reckon, chat? What do you think? We might do our OSL rather than doing it white. I was thinking about doing it white, but I think now we might do it with magenta fluorescent on this thing. Yeah, I think it could be pretty cool.
Oh, and Pete the Priest is looking for more tree-type creatures. So they've got the WizKids Trident, whatever it was called.
Treant.
Yeah, that thing. Bold Gem says yes, and Moxie says yes. Everyone wants pink. And that other tree thing. What other tree things have we got? Trees.
We've got some actual trees.
I think Pete wants to paint them now.
Do we still have?
We've got the Spellcrow Wicked Tree.
Yeah.
We've got the Tree Herder.
I tell you what.
Tree Revenant.
I tell you what we have got, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's still listed on the website.
Tree Despair?
No. We've got the Cyborg Miniatures Tree Men in a box. 3 chunky tree men in a box.
I don't know.
Three really big chunky tree monster things. I don't know.
Cyborg Miniatures?
Cyborg, yeah. We'll have to dig it out and show you. That little pot's that's the Nuln Oil, isn't it? That's not thingy. Flesh shade, which I've got. So we're going to use some Reichland flesh shade just to put on his skin.
And there's Rooknor from Lucid Eye. That's a tree dude.
Have we still got Treebeard from the Lord of the Rings range from GW?
Pete says, I don't like the Kings of War tree. It hates me still. We've got the WizKids Wardling Tree Folk. That's a pre-painted one though, isn't it? We've got the Saprolin Warriors from Reaper. We've got a Dryad from Spellcrow. We've got the Blighted Dryad. I think that's a Reaper one, isn't it? We've got Forest Shambler.
Oh, they're cool.
Yeah, the Kings of War, Forest Shambler. You've got a Tree Man from Blood Bowl. So many trees. There's loads for you still to go out, Pete. Loads.
Yeah, the Forest Shamblers are pretty cool. Metal, those ones. So you might not experience the problems that you had with the resin one. Excellent. So we'll just gonna knock the camera again. Apply a bit of extra wash into his eye sockets. I said I was going to do his eyes first, didn't I? And then I've not. So before I get too much further, I'm going to sort his eyes out. I reckon he needs some
We've got dramatic music now
dark
for your eyes.
Yeah. Right then, so we've got, while the ink's drying on his face, I'm going to put some Nuln Oil on his beard. Now, Mrs. MLG identified yesterday that this pot of Agrax Earthshade is in fact not Agrax Earthshade and is really Nuln Oil, because this is Agrax Earthshade, this is actually Agrax Earthshade, and this is not Agrax Earthshade, this is Nuln Oil with the wrong label on. So I'm going to use some Nuln Oil in an Agrax Earthshade pot.
When he says I identified it by blathering it all over my giant and then going, that's dark.
Just a bit of that on there.
So this is it your trio or your duo for the Reaper Challenge League?
If I recall correctly, it is trio.
Yeah, I think it is trio, isn't it? So the Reaper Challenge League, if you don't know, is a thing that Reaper Miniatures do, and each month there's different challenges, and it's just for fun. They do give points that can be used in a raffle, and we discuss it quite a lot. Yeah, that's right, Crafty, a trio. I think it's with Crafty and Moxie, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
You can use the points to buy raffle tickets. It's all run by Reaper, and it's really cool, and we really enjoy taking part. So if you come over to the Discord, we do discuss it quite often. How is everybody else in chat getting on with their RCL entries? Who's doing what? Let us know.
Bit of Nuln Oil on there. Just a touch. Super.
So because June is a quarter end in the Reaper Challenge League, it's quarter 2, and the submissions for the end of the quarter are June the 27th, 6 PM Texas time. So you've still got ages yet, Crafty. It's just slightly less time than you'd normally have because it's a quarter end and they have to get everything sorted out for the next quarter to start.
We don't even know what the prizes are yet, do we?
No, they won't tell us the prizes till later.
But you don't have to use your points for, like, so when they announce the prizes for this month or for this quarter, you don't have to use your points to buy tickets for this quarter. You can roll them over if you think that you'd rather wait. So, for example, last time out was before I started participating, wasn't it? But Mrs. MLG didn't use all of her points up. She kept quite a few and just had a couple of
the
entries.
prize was Argent, the massive dragon, and we already have one of those, so we didn't really need to win another one because it's already too big. It's scaring me. It's too big, so I'm looking at it and thinking, I don't want to start painting you yet.
Oh, you're painting it.
Well, you haven't.
Yeah, I'm going to limit my entries to the RCL this month because I've got quite a bit on otherwise. So I'm going to get my pirate done that I've shown off. This chap, all diorama that I've shown off previously. In fact, I am doing loads. So diorama, I've got this young lady here. She is a duo for the RCL. Christina. Been waiting to paint this figure for a long time. Made a brief start on here the other day, although very rough. You can see my extremely rough paint job. And then this chap is for my diorama. I need to straighten his sword out, actually. It's wilted a little bit in the sunshine. But he will be fighting wherever it is. He's going to be fighting against this massive troll. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there we go. I need to be a bit lower down. Yeah. So he's going to be fighting against this troll in the ruins that I showed off last week. Isn't Mrs. MLG points leader at the moment?
Oh, no. No, there's somebody with 344. But the
how do you get that many?
Well, they probably haven't used them all, and maybe they've done like Pagerama or the ones that I haven't done. I mean, I haven't done them all, but I have got quite a few points. Yeah. I've got 298. But the points are just for the raffle. So there's no judgment from Reaper. There's no like, oh, you're the most awesome painter in the world. Here, have 5 points. Oh, you're not quite as good. Have 1 point. It's the same points for everything. The whole point of the RCL is to get people painting and to enjoy it and a bit more creative because they've given you a task, so it might be a bit out of your comfort zone, etc. So the points are just for the raffle. They're not like judgy points, if that makes sense. But yeah, I've got quite a few, Crafty, you're right. I need a really good prize to like binge all my points on. And
Pete the Priest says he's found a tree that he likes, but he's out of stock. Which tree is it? Is it something that we can get back in if it's out of stock? So now I'm going to paint his orb just while I talk. So I'm going to paint his orb, and for this I'm going to use some Green Stuff World metal colour Mystic White, which is like a pearlescent white. Ah, yeah, that's the Reaper one that we only had as unboxed.
It's not been released.
No, it's not been released yet. It should be out in the not too distant future, I remember reading.
There's two though, isn't there? There's 14209 Mossbeard Elven Monster, and then the unboxed 77993 Mossbeard Tree Man. They're both out of stock.
Are they?
But you're talking about Mossbeard Tree Man, which is probably the one that Pete's talking about, which is unreleased yet. I'm assuming that's the one you mean, is it, Pete? 77993. Oh no, 14209.
Alright, well that's okay.
14209, I'll just guess. Completely incorrect. Mossbeard Elven Monster. Is that a metal one then?
It is, and I tell you, I have a sneaking suspicion that we do actually have it. So I will make a note to have a check tomorrow, because I think that we might have that figure and just haven't actually restocked it to the website yet. Because we've got a massive amount of Reaper figures, metal figures, that we took in for delivery a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't fully processed it all yet because a lot of it is new and needs adding to the website, and I haven't worked my way through the many pages of invoice to get to the 1.4 codes.
But this is why we always say, if you're looking for something, ask us, because even if it's not on the website, we might have it.
And I normally bring some paperwork home with me, and I've purposefully left it all at the shop today because I knew that we'd be streaming this evening, and I probably wouldn't have a chance to do anything with it if I brought it home. So I will check in the morning for you, but I suspect we've got it. And if we haven't, then we can certainly get it on our next order.
Pete says, do we have a spare million? No, it was just miniatures that I was talking about. I don't have a spare million. We don't even have a spare £2, to be fair. You know we're a small family business, right?
Yep. So, I don't know if I've mentioned before, but I really like these painting handles from Games Workshop. I've not tried any other brand, to be fair. I've only used the GW painting handles. So I know that like other brands are out there. We've like the Redgrass one that we've just got some stock of in the last week or so. And the Redgrass one uses putty to hold your figures onto the top, and this one is spring loaded and holds the base in place. Now that's great if your figure has got a base like this chap that clamps into the jaws, but you might also need to have some putty or some blue tack or whatever to okay. So some putty to hold it on if the base isn't quite compatible. But the new style painting handle with this like thin neck and whatever are absolutely fantastic. I love them.
Hi, Cookie Monster. How's that Frogmuff going? You know, I still can't say that. I'm terrible.
Yeah, Frogmuff.
Terrible, aren't I?
Yeah.
Gigi says.
Hi, Cookie Monster.
Gigi says that million isn't spare. That's Mr. MLG's new shop with an elevator fund.
Yeah.
There is actually a donation button. Maybe if we all give us £1, then we might be able to buy an elevator or a paintbrush. The Bold GM says, I put all my minis on round bases so they always fit into the handles. Cookie Monster says it's still on the shelf. Is it looking at you going, paint me, paint me? Or is it looking at you going, maybe paint me later?
Yeah, I've started sticking some of my figures onto bases so I can eating flies. Sticking my figures onto specific bases so they will fit in the painting handle. So like this troll, I've stuck him on a Citadel 25mm base with a bit of super glue. Now he will pop off fairly easily once I've painted him, but that's so he'll fit in the painting handle while I paint him. And then I've done the same with this gorilla. He's got a 25mm base on him there, so he fits in the painting handle as well. And then I'll just like pop him off that once he's ready. Right then, so we're going to go with some magenta fluorescent. I'm just going to paint a few snaky lines on this. Yeah. Fluorescent pink on here. Pink.
Crafty says blue tack and an old wooden curtain tail chopped to bits. We used to, before we got these painting handles to test out so that we could tell people what they were like, which was genuinely what we did. We had blue tack and corks out of wine bottles.
And
champagne
old paint pots.
And old paint pots and anything really. But because I don't know, we thought when the painting handles first came out, the chunkier ones, and we got some to test out because they were all new and shiny, and we like to help people when they come and ask us questions. If we've tested it out, then we can give an honest opinion. And we were a bit, who wants one of them? We've got a paint pot with some blue tack, that's perfectly fine. But actually, they're really, really good. And these new design, we had the same thought. We were like, what have they redesigned them for? The old ones were really cool. No, actually, these are actually better. Much easier to hold, easier in your finger. We did a review video on it, but yeah, they are cool. I do like them as well. But then we still have I have blue tack. So you put your figures onto round bases, and I use blue tack to stick them on to my bases. Because normally what I paint are Reaper, and like you said, they don't fit in quite as well, do they? Yeah. But they are cool. Pete says you need a cheer sound for pink. No, that's Goblin Squire. He has that fancy board where you press buttons and it makes cheery sounds. We just have me going, yay! Yes, GG, we got red grass. We sell red grass now. We haven't actually tried the red grass handles out. They have putty, and they spin, and then you can take the top off and put a new top on, so that you can have lots of tops lined up with all your miniatures on that are still wet, and you don't have to touch the mini to get it out of the painting handle. But yeah, we sell red grass now as well.
I think they're magnetic, aren't they?
They have some magnetic qualities. Yeah, I think the bottom.
Yeah, the top bit that spins fastens on with a magnet.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, it does look like orange chewit. Crafty Gobber said, I'd get confused and think the red grass putty was an orange chewit. It does look like an orange chewit. That is exactly what I thought when I saw Ruby using one. I was like, why has she got orange chewit stuff at the top?
I miss chewits.
Just my brain. Oh, don't they still make chewits?
Yeah, but they're not going to be the same, are they?
Oh, you mean like when we were kids?
Yeah. When I was a kid. This is what we used to have. When you used to eat so many sweets that like your nose felt all funny.
Oh, that's it. GG says, did they taste the same though, Crafty? Like, yeah. So I'd just like to point this out. It is 9 o'clock. What are you doing? Since we normally say that we stream for an hour, but never actually do.
Well, seeing as the washes are still a little damp on this chat, I think that we will actually finish on time. And then we can finish him off.
GG wants to play marbles.
Finish him off next week once he's all dry. You want to play marbles?
Well, GG and Pete want to play marbles.
Right. I will hydrate while you decide.
Right, well, put your guy in the frame, please, so at least we can see what you were painting. Oh no, it's not going to let me get it in focus before my screen goes. Right, there you go.
Awesome. So there he is. He's got some fluorescent pink or fluorescent magenta over the top of that pearlescent white on his robe, and then so next Monday we'll carry on with him and we'll do some highlighting on his robes and on his beard, and we'll get him finished off. Thanks, Moxie.
Gigi says, the wizard's even holding a marble. Well, Marbles apparently has got an update, but it's now decided it needs to update before it will let us play. So you're just going to have to keep painting and talking, sweetie. I mean, that's just all there is to it.
Okay. Right, so well, I guess we go back to his skin, which I think is dried. So we'll do a little bit more skin, I guess. So we're going to thin a bit of that Griffin tan down that we used.
Ball James says, I have to finish mine tomorrow. I have to go. Need to get up at 5 a.m. Oh dear. Ooh. Rubbish. Thanks for the stream. Thank you very much for coming, Ball Jam. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Don't forget, stick your pictures in the Discord if you want to. Show us how you're getting on. That would be cool.
I'm just painting his skin. I'm just going to put a couple of little... We're not going to go crazy because we're going to have this pink like reflection on him. So this will be the only highlight I'm going to put on his skin, and then we'll have that OSL, and then I'm going to dot his eyes in. I'm not going to go crazy trying to do anything nuts with his eyes. I'm just going to paint him in black, and then because he'd be all in shadow with the light coming up from the orb. So let's just sort his hands out.
Moxie says, what paint did you use for the skin?
So this is a Reaper Griffin Tan, which is kind of a darker skin tone. Now, if that was a Games Workshop colour, I think that would be probably something like Cadian flesh tone, possibly. I'd have to have a look at the rack, but I think it's very close to like a Cadian flesh in GW, or a tanned flesh maybe in Army Painter.
Isn't that what I used for the...
That's what you used for your giant, my darling.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Similar.
Can't see that.
Similar. Oh, is that better? Similar shade. This is the tan flesh is a bit pinker, but somewhere about there. Somewhere about there. I'll have to have a look at the rack and see what the best comparison is. Unfortunately, Reaper discontinued this paint, but they have remade it in the new Bones paint range that they have done. So they've consolidated the old HD colours, which were these ones with the yellow labels, into the Bones range, which are the 9.4 code paints that they do. So it is still available. It's just they've rebranded them.
Is it still cold?
Yes.
Oh, Marbles is having a right. No, Peter's not allowed to play marbles. We will not allow you to. And now I've lost my mouse.
Right. So let's, this hand holding the orb is about twice the size of his other hand.
Well, maybe that's the magic.
And this hand seems quite nicely proportioned, and this hand's like super tiny. It's very strange. There we go. Right. Awesome. Super. What else do we need to do? Beard. I guess we need to do some beard. Oh, eyes. We need to do his eyes, don't we? So we're going to use coal black for his eyes. That colour that I used earlier on. Tiny little blob of that on the palette. Should be sufficient. So a tiny blob. Yesterday I tried to do a tiny blob of paint and ended up squeezing a huge...
Every time I try and do the marbles, it's like there's a little bit on.
Oh. Okay. Excellent, Moxie. Well, if you need a hand when you come in, just give us a shout. One of the boys or myself will help you. We can definitely hook you up. What's going on there? What have I done?
I don't know, what have you done?
Just like give him some kind of weird bug eye. I need to sort that out. How's that looking? Absolutely terrible. Bye, Moxie. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Missing this clumsy. There we go. Looks properly evil now. Black eyes, ready for his highlight. Now then, do you reckon that that is tongue or teeth? There. Yeah, right. Oh, sorry. So he's got this little bit here. So this is his bottom lip. I think that's his teeth, and that's his mouth. So we'll have to do that white, really. Or do you think he'll have brown teeth? What do you reckon? Like white teeth, brown teeth?
Well, I don't think he'll have pure white, really.
No. He's going to have some like bone-coloured teeth. Let's give him polished bone-coloured teeth. Get a tiny, tiny little bit of polished bone so we can...
Browny yellow teeth.
Yeah, I think so.
Seriously, marbles isn't worth.
Yeah, let down. Right.
I don't know why.
I don't know now I've done it. I don't know if that looks wrong. Yeah, and then, so once that's dried there, what I'm going to do is just put a tiniest little bit of, I've got an Agrax Earthshade Nuln Oil mix. Once that blob there that I've just put in for his teeth is dry, I'll just put a little dark brown wash in there and see how that looks.
I've got it to work now.
You've got it to work now. Excellent. We're ready for action.
Exclamation mark play if you wanna play.
Marbles
Pete's
is
in there straight away.
Marbles is go.
Exclamation mark play if you wanna play. It won't work earlier, but hopefully I fixed it. We'll soon find out. Exclamation mark play if you wanna play. Right, are we ready? You're gonna have to look at this screen if you are going to comment, my darling, because
Okay.
oh, it's not giving me that.
Oh, we didn't. I don't think I've seen this one before.
I don't know. And we're off. And they're gonna go down there.
Gigi's in the lead.
Yeah, you're in the lead, Gigi. It says you're all the way at the back, but you know.
Fizzy Whizzle's in the lead.
We're third. Pete's second.
What's happened now, Fizzy Whizzle?
You've got to go round and round and round, you see, so I suppose it depends how wide you go round, doesn't it, really? Come on, they must be starting to come out the funnel soon.
I bet we fall off.
How can we fall off? You can't fall off yet. You can't fall off yet. Oh, Fizzy Whizzle, we're second.
Yeah, that's cool.
Come on,
We're in the
everybody
lead.
else.
We're in the lead, apparently.
No, we're not. We're second.
We
You can
went for a second.
For a second.
Ah, so those yellow arrows, they must be like
Make you go
speed.
faster. Go faster, Stripes.
Zoom.
See, we can't fall off this one. That one's up.
You can fall off on those red blobs. They're going to fire you off the track.
Oh, we did alright.
Yeah.
Come on, Cookie Monster. Who's in the lead now? We are.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like we are though. Gigi's in the lead now. How's that possible? Fizzy Whistle is certainly in the lead. I don't think he knows.
No.
Oh, Wicked D's in the lead. No, definitely. We can see Fizzy Whistle in the lead.
What's going on there?
There's a lot of windies, isn't there?
Yeah, what's the deal with all those like coloured blobs?
What coloured blobs?
On that bit right on the left hand side of the screen, are they
Come
all
on,
like
Pete! Come
fiery
on,
off
Pete!
bouncy
What are you
bits?
doing? I don't know. I can't make it go down. I've forgotten.
Fizzy Whistle's won.
Have they already?
Yeah, Mike Lance's second,
How
Peter
am I
Priest
supposed to see
third.
that?
No idea. Wicked D fourth, GG fifth, Cookie Monster.
Come on, Cookie Monster! Come on, Cookie Monster! You can do it! Come on, Cookie Monster! Where are you? You got in there yet? I think it's Cookie's first go though, isn't it? So, and you have no control of your own marble,
yeah.
so you know.
Ah, look, see, it's got bigger holes in, so like Fizzy Whistle and us must have dropped through one of those bigger holes, and now Cookie Monster's stuck orbiting that big hole in the middle.
Going round and round and round and round. Oh, poor Cookie! I don't think you're ever going to drop through a hole, Cookie.
Yeah,
It's like
it
it's
must be close to the edge there. Yay!
Well done, Fizzy Whistle. Right, we'll have one more go then for Crafty, if it'll let me. Just have that one. Pete says, whoop, I beat Cookie. Like, exclamation mark play if you want to play. Exclamation mark play if you want to play. Exclamation mark play if you want to play. We need like a marbles jingle. I think we've got everybody now, haven't we? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh, I can't count. And we're off. Oh, it's another roundy one. Oh, Cookie's first now. That's just to make up for it, look. Cookie's like, I will be first. Oh, Pete's taking our Pete's first. Fizzy Whistle's first. I don't think being first on this bit really counts though, does it? Unless you come through the funnel first.
Yeah.
Where are we? Oh, we're pathetic. Look at us.
Wicked D's.
Oh, Wicked D, straight
Wicked D's
out.
first out the funnel.
Look at that.
Zooming away.
Oh, and then us. Don't zoom off too far, Wicked D. I won't be able to keep up. Crafty's third. Come on, Pete. Come on, Cookie.
So anyone could get fired off those red
Yeah,
dots.
I think those red dots go up and down, don't they? Oh, Wicked D's well in the lead now.
Oh,
well in the lead.
It says we're winning.
Well, it's lying.
Yeah, must be.
Come on,
Listen,
no one's going to be able to catch up Wicked D. Yeah,
big
Gigi
funnels,
says
though.
Wicked D's cheating. I'm going with that. Yeah, definite some cheating going on there.
Fizzy Whistle's definitely last now as well.
Fizzy was a one last one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pete says it's fixed.
No, it could all go wrong with these like spinner things on the next stage down.
Look at that! What are you supposed to do there?
Somebody got stuck in those for ages last time.
They did. No, you're just jinxing it. If Wicked D gets stuck now, they're going to say you're jinxing it.
Wicked D's through.
Wicked D's not taking any prisoners
Yeah,
today.
Wicked D's going to win, I think.
Not taking any prisoners.
Unless
Crafty
there's-
Gobbo's got through.
Unless there's some way to get
Gigi's got
fired off.
through. Cookie Monster's got through. Fizzy Whizzle. Come on, Fizzy Whizzle.
Well done, Wicked D.
Oh no, Cookie Monster's a bit stuck. Come on, you can do it. Wicked D's won, well done. We're second, Crafty Gobbo's third, Gigi's fourth. It's just between... Oh, Pete Priest's fifth, Cookie Monster. Come on, Cookie Monster, can you win against Fizzy Whistle?
Woo!
Well done,
Wicked D.
Well done, Wicked D. Back to you, my darling.
So, where are we? So, I've just, while we're waiting for it to load there on the old thing, so I've just painted a little bit of the Agrax Earthshade wash into his mouth there. So that's just darkened that down suitably. We've got our pink on.
I accidentally, instead of shutting my mouth down, I accidentally pressed random, and now there's a snowman going round and round. I'm just going to show you. Snowman going round and round. Do you want to play the snowman track? It's back to you, darling. Back to you. Well, if anybody tells me to play snowman, we can.
Okay, no worries.
Oh, Wicked D's already joined.
What's going on with Wicked D Cheetah Pumpkin Eater?
Oh, I think it's because Gigi didn't win. Alright, then exclamation mark play. One last go. I've got no idea what this track is like. No idea what this track is like, so it might be really hard for me to keep up with the marbles, because we all know I'm not very good at it anyway. Are we all in? I think we're all in, aren't we? It's festive, yes. It should be Halloween though. This is terrible, terrible. There's too many keys. I'm not dexterous enough to keep up with stuff. Go into the unknown, frozen land. Oh, Pete's winning. Pete's gonna be happy now. Gigi's close behind. Wicked D's third. Come on, Crafty, get out the snow globe. What are you doing? Crafty's got stuck in the snow globe. Oh, there we go, Crafty. Well done. Wow, look at that. I mean, what's that? Down the icy thingamajigs. Ooh. Has anybody actually come down yet? Oh, is Fizzy Whistle? No, Pete. Yeah. Pete's down. We are, us and Pete, racing each other. Whee! Oh, that's fast.
Everyone's coming.
Apart
from Crafty.
Well, Crafty got stuck in the snow globe there, so I think Cookie's a bit stuck as well. There was some spikes that was holding everybody back. Gigi and Wicked D are having a massive race between themselves there. What is that? What's that?
That looks like a recipe for disaster. That's what that looks like.
That looks pretty. Look at that. Oh, we're stuck in the spinner.
No,
Come on, Pete. Oh, everyone else is catching up now. I don't think anybody's dropped off yet. We're stuck in the spinner. Where's Pete gone?
He's zooming around in the tumbler.
Come on, Gigi, get out of the spinner. Come on, Gigi. Oh, we're all in the spinner now.
Yeah, what's going to happen? It's like a massive bingo ball.
How are we going to... we're first, apparently. I don't see how that works. Ooh.
So you could get stuck in there for ages until you drop out. Oh, Pete the Priest's out.
Come on, Pete.
Oh, but now he's stuck in...
Now he's stuck in a massive snowflake.
Now he's stuck in the snowflake spinner.
Come on, everybody else. Oh, Fizzy Whistle.
He's
We're
out.
out. Gigi's out. Crafty's out. Wicked D's out. Come on, Cookie Monster. There you go.
But can anyone beat Pete the Priest as he's zooming around those tracks?
Oh, Fizzy Whistle's giving him a run for his money.
So if you were lucky enough to get on that central track...
You just go straight down.
Straight down.
We're stuck at the back. What are we doing back there? We're having a laugh. We're literally chilling out.
Yeah. Pete the Priest.
Come on,
and Fizzy
Pete.
Whistle's in there, getting ready to drop into the final. It's just zooming around in that last track.
Oh, Wicked D, come on! Who's gonna win out of you two?
Fizzy Whistle's
first. Wicked D is second. Where's everybody else? Come on, everybody else has got to get out of that. Oh, we've finally made it into the big thing. Come on. Oh, Gigi. Gigi's going to be third. Gigi's third. Who's going to be fourth out of us? Oh, the remaining ones. It was gonna go. Oh, come on. Oh, we're having a race. We're having a race with Cookie Monster. We're fourth. Cookie Monster's fifth. It's just Crafty and Pete Priest now. Come on. Pete's gonna be sixth. And Crafty, who was just chilling at the back the whole time, is still having a little slip slide ice in a round up there. Well done. Fizzy Whizzle's really good at this.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Right then, so I've got my grey that we used. I better get my glasses back on. So
Pete says it's fixed. It's not fixed.
So yeah, we've got the grey, the stone grey that we used earlier on. So we're just going to add a little bit of that just on his beard here, a little bit just to pick out a couple of lines, and then we're ready. I think. Oh, we need to do the green. We need to do a little bit of work with the green, but that is definitely going to wait until next week. So I've thinned this grey right down because I don't want it to be too bright. Can you have bright grey? Don't want it to be too light because we still want to maintain like fairly dark tones until we get to putting the pink in for the orb. Changed my plan considerably. I was just going to try and make it like a bright white light, but I think pink will look cool. Go. A bit of grey there, just on there like that. Over on that side, and that is maybe a little bit more up there. Done.
Are you going to show us?
Yeah. So,
Hold it.
if I hold him there,
Yeah, just hold it. Hold him still. Hold him still. There you go. Might zoom in slightly. You ready?
yeah.
No, not as zoomed in as we can do.
Okay, so here he is. This is where he's up to so far. If I turn him slightly, hopefully you can see.
I like the orby thing.
So one little detail that I haven't picked out yet is on his back. He's got this little skull detail, which I've never noticed when he's been in the blister, because you're always just like looking at the figure from the front. So he's got this little skull on his back, and I want to kind of really develop the greens in the back here, but we'll take care of that next week. But I think he's looking pretty cool for now. Quite happy with where we've got him to, and we'll finish him off next week. Thanks, Pete Priest. So yeah, an hour and a half in, and I'm pretty satisfied with him. We'll pick him back up next week. So tomorrow night on our hobby stream, I'm going to be working a little bit on the Pirate Queen that I showed you earlier on. Mrs. MLG is going to paint this dude. He's very shiny, isn't he? Glossy. This is the Yeti Chieftain. Move him down a little bit. Yeti Chieftain from Reaper. He's got a saber-toothed skull strapped to his shoulder. It looks like a terrifying beast. And I'm going to be working on this amongst the other parts of the little diorama thing, this parrot. I'm going to try and bring these colours together a bit more, blend them in a bit more, and get this guy finished off, and hopefully our pirate princess or pirate queen, so I can strike one off the list, shall we say. Oh, sorry about that noise on the microphone. Yeah, he's a little bit glossy. We might have to see if we can mute that down a little bit for you before you start putting stuff on, because otherwise it might make your top coat glossy as well. So there we go. Join us tomorrow at 7 PM and Wednesday at 8 PM, where we'll be painting something random from my painting desk. So what options have I got? So I've got the Christina that I showed earlier. Got Christina to paint, who is currently very bright. She needs some washes and stuff on her, so we've got Christina. We have got this chap, who is Karl of Dietrich, who I've made a start on. He's a Reaper figure. I can't remember the code off the top of my head, failed there, but he's a Reaper figure. Wizard or a Druid or something. He's particularly cool. Started work on him. I've got this Chimera is work in progress, although it's going to be a little less work in progress now. I've just noticed this massive mould line down the top of that thing. I've not looked at it from that angle before. I've got my Manticore to paint. Quick flash of Manticore. Got this chap. So I've done his base already, so I've just got to get the rest of the model finished. And then I've got my diorama to paint. So these are like all the different things to do. So I've got these two to work on. So this chap, Sakranzel, I think he's called, will probably get worked on in conjunction with Christina, seeing as they're going to be using a lot of similar colours between them. And this massive ogre. Don't know how I'm going to attempt this yet. So they're going to be based on this huge grey stone piece, this thing. So they're going to be battling across this scene. So I don't want to make the troll grey because I want it to stand out. So he's going to be more of, I think, a greeny colour, the troll, or purple maybe. Green, I think, because I've already painted it purple once and decided I didn't like it. So I think the troll's going to be green. He's going to be heavily armoured and in some nice bright blues and reds. And yeah, so they're the options. So one of those will catch my attention for the next day or two, and then I've obviously got the Pirate Princess to finish as well. So join us tomorrow, 7 PM, where you'll be able to see Mrs. MLG and I painting together, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, lovely shot of your glasses there. Lovely shot of glasses for the outtake. Thank you. Bye.